I always feel like I need to give a little shout out to all my Zennials, possibly millennials, who used to watch TGIF. I think it was ABC that had it. It was like all these great family shows, and the whole idea was that like you stay home on Friday nights and you watch these just feel good shows like Step by Step, Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Dinosaurs, like all these different shows that you would just like watch with your family or friends, or if you were having a sleepover, you'd like watch it at your girlfriend's house. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Because if so, please put in the comments below which of the shows from the TGIF lineup was your favorite. I've got a doctor's appointment in just a little bit, and then after that I'm going to be doing some filming for a couple of shots that I have for Studio 10. It's our NBC affiliate. So I need to put on some makeup right now, and I figured I'd come on in and say a little hello. Hey, Amy, thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. How are you? Did you used to watch TGIF on, as I said, I think it was ABC? So just so you guys know, summertime can wreak havoc on your makeup, right? If you're someone who does like to wear concealer or maybe a little foundation, sometimes the humidity and just like taking on and off the sunglasses or like swiping off some sweat, it may often wreak havoc. So I have come up with this amazing dual combo that really locks the makeup on my face, all the while protecting it from any sweat and oil breakup. I first spray my face with setting spray, which is usually like the last step of your makeup. But I do setting spray, I let it dry. I do face primer. I'm actually using the mattifying face primer from Minute with Mary, and then I let that sit for a couple of minutes. Even if you're not using setting spray, if you're just using face primer to fill in the pores, the fine lines, and act like Velcro for your makeup, you do want to let it sit for a couple of minutes so it can do its job. If you just like slab on the foundation and then slab on the primer, then the foundation, they mix up and they don't actually do their job. So make sure you put this on and let it sit for a hot second. Rachel's favorite, hi Rachel, thank you for the hashtag hello lovely, was Boy Meets World and Full House. Yes, hey Christina, how are you? Amy says I had WB, I think it was called. It seems like a CW now. Yes, so did you ever watch like Full House, Boy Meets World, all those kind of shows? Those were the TGIF lineup. So as I said, you want to let that sit for a hot second, and then I'm going to put setting spray on it. So I call it my setting spray sandwich. Setting spray, primer, setting spray. Let each of them dry in between. Then you can put your foundation on top. What I like to do at this point is do my eyes and or my concealer for underneath my eyes, as I do not use the mattifying primer underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to go in this inner corner and get rid of some of this discoloration that I have going on before I go to my appointment. Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much. Boy Meets World says Amy. Yes, such a good show. And they did. They just made you feel good. You know, those little half-hour episodes, they all had like the same morals of like, be nice to your family, try your best at school, don't fib, don't steal, like, stay true to your friends, all those kind of like just feel good kind of little morale boosting things. But I remember being so into it that like I would get the TV guide. You know how you got your TV guide like once a week from the newspaper? And you'd get the TV guide, I don't know what, like on Thursday. I forget what day it would come out, but it would tell you those little mini plot lines of what's going to happen, the little synopsis of what's happening in that episode. We do not get newspapers now here in our house. I'm so sorry, newspaper companies, but it's not how we roll. Blake and I do most of our news, through podcasts or through like online resources. So sorry. So we don't really read the TV guide, and we just kind of like know what's going on in our shows anyway. But yeah, it was like such a big deal that I would like rip it out and I would take it on the school bus, and me and my friends would be like, oh, what do you think this means? GJ goes to prom and runs into trouble. Like, ooh, what could it be? From like Full House or something. But it was that big of a deal that like my friends and I on the school bus, whatever day that it was, that TV guide synopsis for the week would come out, and we would sit down and be like, what could this mean for these characters that we love so much? The more you know. Yes, Christina, all those after school specials. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about the after school specials, which were different than TGIF, about how much they taught me, and they were all like pretty deep and dark, unlike the TGIF lineup. The more you know, like, I don't even know if it was that. I forget. It was just like these after school specials, but it was all like, you know, watch out for who you date, don't use drugs, all these like really hard conversation kind of things. And I remember watching them like in health class or something. I'd be like, oh, great, this can be so fun. Fred Savage and Candace Cameron. But it was like about how to get out of an emotionally abusive and physically abusive relationship. And I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. This isn't what I was looking for. What is this? So my concealer dries really quickly. You do want to make sure if you have texture or fine underlines, like crow's feet, that you use either a damp blending bud or even just your little ring fingers. These have the lightest touch of all your fingers, and just pat it. It dries quickly. You want to make sure that it dries without it settling in those fine lines. Then you are set and ready to go. Stranger danger. Yes. Stranger danger. Exactly. It's so funny with Topanga from Boy Meets World. I remember, in college one day, someone had said like, oh, I know Topanga in real life. She and I went to college. Excuse me while I shake. Oh, I didn't do my setting spray sandwich. So setting spray, primer, let it sit in your face for a couple of minutes, and then setting spray. And as I say, every time this bottle of setting spray lasts you over a year. It is bananas. Always watch Bill Nye after school. That's awesome, Rachel. Bill Nye was one of my favorites as well. So yeah, there was this girl at college who said like, oh, I know Topanga. I went to high school with her, like before she became really big. And sure enough, she called her. I was like, that's really cool. Hey, Janine. I'm like, I don't know if it was like a real Topanga or just someone who like pretended. I think her real name's Danielle. So the color I'm wearing today is something that a bunch of people voted on that they wanted me to try. It's called Misty. It's this gray shade. It's one of my limited edition liquid eyeshadows. My liquid eyeshadows are on sale this month. You can get them in one of two bundles. One of them is this Eye Essentials bundle, which is liquid eyeshadow, eyeliner, and then a mascara of your choice. Or you can get it in my June Refresh bundle, perfect for those of you who are just living it up this summer. It's a liquid eyeshadow, once again, of your choice. Then a rose water, great for just like refreshing the skin, perfect for whether you're cleansing your skin or, as I said, if you just want to refresh it and add a little bit of moisture back to your skin. And then a lip butter. Perfect, perfect, perfect for those of you who are a little parched, like to have some nourishment on those lips. So either of those options will allow you to get the liquid eyeshadow at a really nice discount. These are so easy. You can just use your fingers. I like to use more of a fluffy brush, particularly on darker colors. If I'm working with something light, like my champagne shade or a pink shades, I don't mind using my fingers. But if I'm working with something like I am right now with this bit more smoky of a gray, I just like to use a fluffy blending brush. This is actually my fluffy crease brush right now. And what I love about these is they're just so easy. So easy. This is a nice matte gray. It is limited edition. I will tell you, I have 3 shades that are only available in the month of June, this being one of them. So if you're someone who likes to have a nice gray eyeshadow, you're going to want to check it out this month. Hi, John. How are you? Janine loves her liquid eyeshadows. Which one's your favorite, Janine? They're so easy. Like, they're part of like my basic beauty bag, and people tell me, all right, I want to try some new stuff. I want to, invest in some high quality makeup or try something new for myself. Getting a liquid eyeshadow is 100% one of the things that I suggest. Like, you need to get this. You can't mess it up. That's the most beautiful thing about it, is if you're a busy person, if you've got a busy life, or you're a busy mom like myself, and you're just like, I need to get ready and get out the door, you throw this on, you either smudge it back and forth with your finger or with a quick brush, and bada bing, bada boom, you look like you spent a lot more time than you actually did on these liquid eyeshadows. Nicole has been loving the rose water. How are you using it, Nicole? Are you using it as part of your skincare routine? Are you using it to like freshen up throughout the day? Yes, Danielle Fischel. Thank you, Rachel. I'm like, I knew her name was Danielle. Oh, it's a copper color. Awesome, Janine. I think I have, is it like the metallic-y copper color? Is it this one right here? This is Ornate. This is one of my favorite ones. And when you have a metallic shade like that for the liquid eyeshadow, as you blend it, it becomes matte. So you can kind of create this two-dimensional look with like a more metallic look on your eyelid, and then it adds this kind of smokiness to it. So I'm going to take some spray foundation. I wore this, I think, yesterday too. Rose water is so refreshing, right, Rachel? Now, I have a bit more pigment on my face. I used my tanning drops last night just on my face, so ignore the fact that, like, I really should have put them also on my neck and on my chest. But I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little peaky. I'm feeling a little colorless, and I'm going to be filming after my doctor's appointment. I'm going to be filming a quick segment or two. So I just wanted to have a little bit more color on my skin, so I added just one tanning drop to my skincare last night, and it definitely worked. That's one of the things that I love about these tanning drops. You can just add a drop to your skincare morning or night. It doesn't have like a really crazy smell. It doesn't stain or anything. And it just blends in beautifully, and it gives a very natural tan. If you're someone who likes to have like a really deep, you went to the spray tan place and spent $30 to get your whole body sprayed, this isn't necessarily it unless you use a lot of it. This is more, your natural tan without necessarily having to get the bad UV rays, which I appreciate. I just feel like it gives me a little bit of that glow that I'm looking for, a little bit of the color, so I don't feel like I need to put as much color on my face. But next time I just need to put it further down my neckline on my décolletage. But you can even tell the difference between my hands. That's how much color it gave me with just one drop in my skincare. So what I might even do is like put it on my neck tonight and then even do my arms. Do any of you have the luck of like your legs actually tanning? My legs never tan. I mean, unless I fake tan them. But that being said, like, no one's really seeing my legs right now, so I'm not necessarily going to worry about putting it on. Am I going for a physical? Yeah, just to check up on some stuff, Christina. Just the norm. Just some normal stuff. Nicole uses the rose water morning and night. Also, the liquid eyeshadows have been nice and get ready quick in the morning. I hear you, girl. Super, super easy. All right, so I'm just doing like a light layer of this spray foundation. What's great about all my foundation is they're buildable. So if you wanted to have more coverage, if you wanted to get fully rid of age spots, scarring, freckles, you can. For me, my freckles are part of who I am and I love them, and I also love how light the spray foundation feels. It feels like there's nothing on my face. It's just feather light. So I just do kind of like a light coat. I just do like almost half a spray on my brush, and I work quickly. Just like my liquid shadows, the spray foundation dries really quickly. So you just want to like buff it while you can, work in small sections, and then you're good to go. All right, let's add in a little bit of bronzer. Now I have to work carefully with my bronzer because, as I said, my face is a little bit darker than my neck. Normally I match my neck. And once again, please don't do what I do. Do not just tan your face. So what I'm going to actually do is take that bronzer right down here on the side of my neck and underneath my chin. And this is going to help with that transition a little bit. So most people's necks are a little bit lighter than their décolletage right here, than their chest, because the sun's hitting the chest and your neck is kind of shaded by your face. So when I match people for full coverage foundation, I'm generally matching their neck, as I don't want you to look like you're wearing a mask and then it's your neck shade. There's a lot of people who will end up matching like down here, and then their face is really dark. It looks like they're wearing a mask of makeup, and then they have a light neck, and what they'll end up doing is they'll like paint their neck with the foundation. We don't want to do that. What I recommend is going to match your light neck and then adding in a little bit of color and definition with bronzer or with blush, and then that balances it all out. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Janine says, I'm Brazilian, so I have olive undertones, so I never intentionally tan. I thought I was in the wetter side until I started standing next to my husband in the mirror and realized how pink he is. Yes, exactly. So you have those warm olive undertones. I have what is generally neutral undertones, but I often lean cool. So I often will pull that pink, but as I said, I do have neutral. So here's my medium coverage. I added just a little bit of bronzer. I am going to go a bit more heavier with blush today than bronzer because my face is tan enough for me right now. But I am adding a little extra color because I am going to be filming. So I find when you're on camera, if you're making a video, if you're going on Zoom, anything like that, adding a little extra blush really helps your face look a little bit more, I don't know, bright. Adds a little bit more liveliness to it. There's a lot of different tricks and tips that I feel like I learned from being on camera in general that have really come in handy since we've become kind of like a Zoom world, where so many meetings and appointments are now done over Zoom. So I just kind of swirl lightly, and I even bring it to this area right here just so that it brings more attention to those eyes. And then for a fun little bit, I sometimes this time of year will do a little extra blush right there on my nose, as that is where the sun would hit anyway. So if I'm trying to look like I was sun-kissed, had a little faux sunburn, spend some time at the beach, even though it's cloudy today and I am not, that is the way that I do it. All right, yeah, so we're going to do the doctor's appointment, then I'm going to come back, get the kids, get my hubby, and we will go and do some filming, which is going to be interesting with kids in tow. But I'm excited. Got to do a little bit of brows. So I'm filming these segments for like our events calendar here in Rhode Island. And what I'm hoping to do is, as I said, film it with, my kids. Just like go places where I can be like, you go on the playground while I set up my quick camera and do what I need to do and shoot it in just a couple of minutes, and then I can play with them. So many people have had to juggle working from home, balancing either the pets or their partners or kids in the background and stuff. So, but it's worked out. I've worked from home now for several years, and I've worked with the kids being a part of our business, whether it's the podcasting or the makeup and stuff. And so I've just gotten really used to it, and my kids have also gotten really used to it, which is super, super handy. So they know that later today, mommy's just going to go take a little tripod. They'll be quiet for 5 minutes. I'll move the tripod, go to a different location at the same park, the magic of TV, do what I need to do there, and then I get to play with them. Have any of you had to adjust a little bit, working from home and stuff? Oh, thanks, Rachel. He's not feeling that much better yet, so we're still plugging away, but we are going to do, see how I'm starting to sweat right there already? So if this happens to you, if you're like, I get a little bit sweaty, thank you, humidity, you're going to need to use setting powder. Setting powder helps soak up that oil and that sweat. I do recommend that you make sure that the base is nice and even before you do it, and then go to town. I'm just using my regular translucent setting powder. Translucent meaning it doesn't add color and it doesn't add coverage. So it just kind of goes on. The cool thing about this is that it helps diffuse fine lines and pores. So if you're someone who does have rather large pores and you don't like the way that it looks, when you mattify it with the setting powder, it doesn't catch that light as easily, so people don't necessarily notice the texture as much. Oh no, it's not the cold. There is a bad cold going around, Christina. There really is. I have a friend who has even bronchitis right now. I'm like, who gets bronchitis this time of year? Oh my goodness gracious. Right? We're all like, we are done being sick. Let us just enjoy this season. Come on, world. All of us have had to wear masks. You think that we'd be all strong, but probably that's it, right? Now that the masks are off, people are starting to get a little sick anyway. All right, so I'm going to take just a little bit of my pencil eyeliner and go underneath and do my waterline. And then I'm going to go a little on top. The way that I like to use my pencil eyeliner is I just make short little strokes and I connect them. I do this rather than holding my eyelid taut. I do have my fair share of fine lines on the end of my eyes because just like Buddy the Elf, smiling is my favorite, and I'm proud of that. So because of that, I don't necessarily want to add any extra tugging or pressure there. So I just do little lines. One of the cool things you can do, if this is more your style, is those little lines do eventually connect to create, that eyeliner kind of look. Or you can take a little thin like liner pencil and smudge it. These can smudge for about the first 30 seconds. And then after that, good luck. They don't want to smudge, which is good. Brows on point is always, oh, thank you, Rachel. Thank you. It helps that they're like super thick naturally, right? I do need to try your soap brow technique though. I don't know where I put it. I did buy the soap that you recommended for soap brows because I think I could rock them. It would just be a very different look than what I'm used to, but I think I can do it. So I'll have to watch your little tutorial again on how to do soap brows. Did anyone else here do soap brows? It's just like a very structured, natural, kind of bushy brow look that Rachel rocks. And she was able to give a great demonstration. So the other thing too, by doing like these little like strokes, I'm almost getting more of like a gray versus a hardcore black. If I were pressing down a bit more, I'd be getting more of a black, but I just kind of wanted to create more of that soft, smoky look that I'm going for. And then I'm just going to go right along that lash line, doing really short little strokes just to kind of complete that eye look. And I'm going to about the end of my iris. There's all different ways to do your eyeliner. Doing your bottom eyeliner is going to either bring more drama, make your eyes look bigger or smaller. So play around with the eyeliner, but by not doing the waterline in the bottom, I'm keeping my eyes looking really big, which I am looking forward to do right now. Yes, it's Pond's soap. So I did buy that at the dollar store. I think that's where you said to get it. I'm curling my lashes a little bit. Once again, I'm going to be doing some filming. So when you are on camera, a little bit of extra color on your cheeks, maybe adding some curl to your lashes, it all helps. You kind of just want to have a little bit more pop to your look. Doesn't necessarily mean like drama in the sense that like you need to look like you're going out on a date night, but you just kind of want to exaggerate some things a little bit. Like I don't always do my brows, but I am because I'm going to be on camera later. I went a little extra with some blush, but if you watch my videos, you know I love blush. I love blush. So what is everyone doing this weekend? Tell me, tell me, tell me. All right, so I just did a little lash primer. It is not imperative that you use lash primer, but I will tell you it does make a difference. It will keep your lashes separated. It will nourish the lashes all day. So it's kind of like a daily deep conditioning treatment. So if, like me, you were a member of the Short Stubby Lash Club, getting yourself some lash primer and applying it right before you do mascara, it's going to make a world of difference. For those of you who like to have the look of the drama from the 4D mascara, like the one that I'm putting on right now, but you need to have waterproof, whether you're just swimming or it's just your eye composition, putting the lash primer on first gives you the same oomph as if you were using this fiber infused mascara. I like to say it's like a push-up bra for your mascara. So I do the front and the back when I wear the lash primer, because when you saw when I first applied it, it's almost like a clear white formula, and I really want to make sure that my lashes are coated nice and black. The one that I'm using right now is my Dramatic 4D mascara, which I know a lot of you watching, you love this one too. This is the one if you like the look of like thick volume false lashes. If you wear glasses, this is my favorite one behind glasses because it's just so dramatic. My kids are screaming up a storm. Janine says we're going to the Celtic Fling at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. How fun. All right, I'm going to go down here. I am not applying my mascara the way that I would recommend. I would recommend that you look down into like a little handheld mirror. And I'm looking into one right here, so I think I made a couple little smudges, but I will fix that up. There we go. Easy breezy. And then a little lippy. Can't go wrong with a little lippy. So I'm using actually one of my new shades. It's called Date Night. And it's kind of like a burnt red. Got a little bit of a brown undertone to it. So the lip butters are nourishing. They help you if you have chapped lips. The ingredients inside don't just like stay on the surface like a lot of chapsticks do. They actually penetrate to help your lips from the inside out. They do have a little bit of a glossy sheen to them, which if you want your lips to look bigger is a instant tip. Another thing you could do if you want your lips to look bigger is to get like a clear gloss. This is my shade Loyal. And then you put it right on the center. When you add shine to your lips, particularly the center of your lips, it's going to make it look like it's a bigger pout. So rather than worrying about like, oh, my lips look small, do this. It'll be a huge game changer for you. Rachel says one of the movie theaters is playing Jurassic Park tomorrow morning for free. So I know we're doing that. Oh, that's awesome, Rachel. That is so cool. I'm going to take my setting spray to lock this all in. It's also what I used in the beginning. It's a care spray for your face. And you might be like, Mary, what did you just do? You look like you just walked outside in a rainstorm. Oh no, I disappeared for a hot second. This dries to whatever finish you already had. So it'll dry in a hot second. It locks all the makeup in place. It keeps the same texture, the same finish, but it doesn't budge. And this is like my favorite for humidity, all that kind of stuff. So if you're someone who lives in a hot, humid environment, or just summertime, it suddenly is hot and humid, get yourself some setting spray. It's going to make a big difference. Another cool thing that I like to do after setting spray is go back with a little bit more blush. When you add setting spray to your eyeshadows, to any of your makeup, it makes it pop hardcore. So I just take a little bit extra. Once again, going on camera, I want to have a little bit more color. Bada bing, bada boom. It'll be our first cinematic adventure. Yay! I haven't been to the movies yet since the pandemic started. Have I seen the video of the underwater dancer? No. Can you send it to me, Janine? It sounds awesome. I love water and I love dancers. Think of the process of how they did her makeup for underwater. So much setting spray. Yes. But that goes to show you the power of setting spray. That there was an underwater dancer who still looked fabulous with her makeup because of setting spray. I'm telling you, it's like if you are someone who's like, I put on all this makeup and then you can't even tell, setting spray is going to be your best friend. All right, my friends, I have to head on off to my to my appointment and then to filming. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget, today is my last day for my skincare sale. I do have cleansers, moisturizers, and a targeted serum. If you're someone who wants to take your skincare level up a notch, if you're someone who's bought foundation from me because you're trying to cover up issues that are actually dealing with your skin, we may want to work on those skin issues first. So that's why I'm having this sale. Today is the very last day. Just go to minutewithmary.com. It's 15% off. I have a skincare quiz to help you figure out, because the cool thing about my skincare, it's not just like a one size fits all. You actually get to take a quiz and put in your age, your skin conditions, the things that you're concerned about, and there are these targeted boosters that you get to put inside each of those items. Each item comes with 3 boosters. And you put it in, and suddenly it's this concoction targeted just for your skin. I myself have seen an amazing difference to the point that, like, a lot of times I don't even necessarily wear foundation. I'll just put on a little bit of mascara and a lippy, and I feel like $1,000,000. That's how I want you to feel. I want you to feel so proud of your skin, like you're glowing from the inside out. So my skincare sale goes on through today. The other 2 items that I do have on sale is that June refresh bundle, the rose water lip butter, and then the liquid eyeshadow, or my essentials, my eye essentials, which is liquid eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara of your choice. All can be found at minutewithmary.com. Hit me up if you have any questions about skincare or color choice. I'm always here to help you, and I hope you have an amazing Friday. Even though we don't have TGIF anymore, we can still say it out loud. So thank goodness it's Friday, my friends. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk